Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to our Cossack run of Master of Command. Right, let's get down here. Let's attack this army. Let's see whether we can get the fortification. And I would love to check if there are some grenades. No, there are not. So that's unfortunate. Alright, but let's see whether we can gain anything down there. It is nice that we paid some peasants initially to see sort of everything. So, okay. It would be a regular fortification. Now, the forts redoubts are manned. It nevertheless will cost us 3 days. Let's try to do that. And we're not going to push because that's unlikely. We're going to spend the 130 talers. The walls are unbreached. And we spend another day. Let's try. Okay, this time we got it. We can wait. No, we can go into the breach, or we can expend grenades. I think we're going to try to capture them just expending men. Wonderful news. Okay. Gain a doctrine, gain 4 weapons. The weapons are okay, I suppose. The doctrine is really the important bit. Right. Regiment stamina minus 10%, but campaign movement speed plus 15 is huge. Casualties restored after battle is great too, and field hospitals are super useful in a lot of encounters. I don't think... Well, I would love the campaign movement speed. Not gonna lie. But the field hospitals are so useful in so many events, and we are losing a number of men. So we're gonna go with field hospitals here, and that's A-okay. Good. We got a couple of weapons and stuff, so let's give that to our gentleman over here. So, let's switch that up briefly. Do we want to give you the Yongpan, Potsdam? I suppose the Potsdams are going to be fine. You got Neustadt. I guess that's okay. Right. And what else can we give you? Did we get any good equipment? So, MISC items for infantry. That's what we're looking for. Nah, this stuff is okay. Nothing big to write home about. Provincial cavalry. What could we give you actually? So we can certainly spend 50. Let's give you the greatcoats. I think that's a-okay. Right. Good. Didn't lose many men. Did lose a bit of a couple of days, but we are okay, I suppose. So yeah, let's get down here and see what we can do over here against the enemy at Neuenburg. They've got 3 artillery brigades. They only got a single cavalry unit, but they've got excellent musketeers. So their infantry is going to be super strong. Their artillery is going to be somewhat strong. Their cavalry, not so much. I think we're going to try to... Let's see whether we can take out their cavalry. They're probably going to hang back with all of their artillery pieces. We can try to outcircle them. We've got many more units than we used to have, and I'm not sure how the enemy is going to react to, especially our... What they're called? What's their name? Frontier recruits. I think we're going to try to get the frontier recruits into the town and form a bit of a line there. Then we're going to try to support that, indeed, with our dragoons. And I'm saying indeed because that means that this entire unit over here is going to move sort of over there. And that should be a-okay. Right. The horse grenadiers and one of the units of, well, the provincial cavalry, they're going to stay in the center. And then the Cossacks, we're going to keep them super compact and going to try to run around. They're going to be the ones who are going to try to outflank the enemy cavalry. We're going to see how well that is going to turn out. I'm a bit intrigued to see how we're going to deal with this, because I'm very unsure about the situation here with both infantry and cavalry. So far we've done fairly well, but I feel that was partially at least because we could rely on our cavalry sort of being very mobile, and I'm not sure that that's going to be true in this fight. And remember, they have got excellent infantry. Right, therefore we're going to keep the dragoons here a little bit more well positioned, I suppose. I would love to take on the Itzenplitz musketeers. Itzenplitz, yes, that's how you would say it, I think. Right. They're super fast too. Which means they are a little bit out of position. I wouldn't mind if they kept being out of position. Let's see about this. I should have potentially sent 2 Cossacks on the left and 2 on the right. But maybe, just maybe, we can overwhelm... No, we can't. That being said, I say we can't. Just maybe can. Okay, let's bait them a little bit more over here. Yeah, I like it. Okay, they're gonna fire at us. Ooh. Look at how many casualties we are taking at this extreme range. That's harsh. That's really harsh. Also notice how quickly they are reloading. And they... Ooh, this is going to be a tough fight, my guys. We lost a quarter of our men here in this one unit. And we're going to lose more. Right. Charge them in their rear. Okay, take your revenge here, my friends. Wow! Okay, that charge went fairly well, I have to say. Good. Right, let's see how things are over here on the far right. Okay, their recruits are trying to take us out. Let's see whether we can outflank them. And I suppose I want to keep my dragoons bunched up a little bit more like so. That means you guys are going to come a little bit to the rear. And I'm actually going to position my general in the town too, or at least towards the town. Okay, we killed the most dangerous enemy unit, I want to say. So that's a good development, at least. Though I suppose the hussars are still fairly dangerous. Okay, we're going to actually get our recruits into formation here, so that they can shoot into the flank of the Freikorps recruits, as the Freikorps recruits are going to sort of wheel around there. Meanwhile, the Cossacks are going to still try to get into their rear. Provincial cavalry has taken some losses there against the enemy. You need to run, my friends, actually. You are running now. It's good that the dragoons are firing at sort of short range. Slightly worried about these guys over there. The veteran musketeers here are, I think, not going to be able to engage us. The dragoons are certainly going to take some casualties at this distance, but... Let's see. I'm worried about these. Okay. Circle around with the dragoons. Try to get into position against their recruits. While our recruits are going to shoot into the back of the Freikorps recruit. There we go. Nice. That was a good result here by the frontier recruits. I really dig that. Okay, in that case, you're going to come around still. And hopefully position yourself in that village. At that point, we can get the dragoons to... Let's put them in the center here, and let's have the other dragoons right up towards over there, holding your fire so that you can recuperate a little bit. And in the meantime, bring our Cossacks against them so that they are continuing to trickle in, which I really love to see. Okay, taking some casualties here, but that's okay. Right, you coming up over there, you come up over here. Run. You're running anyway, that's good. But you, the really nice thing about the Dragoons is that they are loading while they're moving. I think that's the best thing about them, easily. Not even their mobility, not everything else, but just that fact alone is super strong. Come on. Okay, how's the situation looking in the very north? They are sending up some elites for us. Let's try to disentangle that a little bit more. Okay, these guys are certainly in a kill box over here, so that's lovely. Good. Well, I say kill box, but to be honest, the frontier recruits haven't even managed to fire there. Let's send you over here, and the slightly damaged guys can come up a little bit more towards there. That's fine. Their hussars are guarding their cavalry, so I don't trust to move in there. But what I really should do, I guess, is take the provincial cavalry and send it around. And the main reason for that is so that we can... Okay, you're firing there, that's okay. Well, their hussars are coming for us, so... Actually, I think that's a nice thing, because that will allow us to engage their artillery. Yeah, the reason I'm sending over the provincial cavalry is so that they can sort of catch any of the enemy units that are retreating and gain a bit of experience there. Right. Let's run in towards the cavalry. The Latin elites is going to shoot at us, but I think that's going to be alright. Cantonist recruits have recovered a little bit of their capabilities here. The Dragoons need to pull back. Okay, these Cossacks go for that artillery. These Cossacks go for this artillery. That's lovely. Cantonists are exhausted. That's fine. Any unit that I'm not really watching? No, seems to be all okay. Let's bring the Dragoons on the hill. Okay, Cossacks are charging into their... Well, you took quite a couple of casualties here. That's alright. I'm guessing there was some canister or something like that. Okay, good. Let's bring everyone home. You know what? We're going to bring them down here. And maybe... Ooh. That's not good. The hussars are charging into the flanks of our recruits. They're going to do a lot of damage there, but our cavalry is coming in right behind them and getting them to retreat, which is good. That means the horse grenadiers can now pretty please stop doing that and maybe throw a grenade at these musketeers, who in turn are going to be charged from the rear, and that's going to be fine too. Right, let's bring up our general and everyone else too. Okay, these musketeers have been beaten back at the cost of a couple of Cossacks, which is okay. Right. Horse grenadiers are going to come behind the musketeers. The proper musketeers. Ooh! Look at that! The Latin elites is charging in. Let's charge in with our cavalry. There we go, got them to retreat. Dragoons, stop what you're doing. Dragoons, stop what you're doing. And come up over here. Grenadiers are doing that. Cossacks, Cossacks. Couple of units all over the place. We need to be slightly mindful of these. Also grenade. And charge into the rear. There we go. Break them. Break them. Yes. Nice. Okay, good. The provincial cavalry can certainly continue to protect their guys. You up over here. You know what? Let's try to run into the rear of these recruits. They're pretty much exhausted anyway. The dragoons can get on the hill. There's more Landmiliz over there. Our recruits are exhausted. Can our frontier recruits charge down any enemy? Kind of. Okay, the Cossacks can stop doing what they're doing. The dragoons can come up over here and start shooting at them. These recruits took too many casualties. These Cossacks need to pull back a little bit. And there's still a unit further to the left there. The Russian provincial cavalry doing its thing there. Let's get the horse grenadiers to fire the milites there. And same with these dragoons. Minimize casualties at least somewhat. Yeah, and our guys need to come up and deal with them a little bit, I think. Right. Do we have dragoons down here? Yeah, we do. I would have expected these trees to provide at least a little bit of cover, since they don't. Let's try to get out of there. But we should be able to fire into the flanks here. Which I suppose is going to be okay. Come on, fire, fire, fire. Dragoons can continue to do that. Provincial cavalry is still farming XP over there. Yeah, and the Landmiliz is not going to survive that fairly well. Let's charge with the recruits. I would have expected the Landmiliz to break at this point. Okay, good. Right, you guys can stop doing that, and you guys can continue to hunt them down, please. Funny that they're running off to the left. I would have thought that they would always run off towards the sort of exit location. Alright, dragoons, come over here. You don't need to run in case you're doing that. You are going to shoot into the rear, that's fine. That's not as fine as I would have thought. These guys actually don't have any ammo left. Ooh, and the dragoons did take a bite here, I have to say. Right, let's get the recruits up. Do we have the provincial cavalry? I think that's pointless, you know. Okay, they are taking casualties now. Let's run. Let's support you from the flank. Yes, the recruits are in a bit of bad shape. But I suppose it's going to be okay. Right. Frontier recruits actually broke here. That's pathetic. Come on, fire. There we go. Okay. I mean, this was a tough battle. No way around there. We did take quite a few casualties here. And we did take a couple of casualties in the siege before, so I'm not actually sure how we're looking in terms of manpower. 650 thalers is certainly good. This stuff is certainly good to sell. Don't see anything that we immediately want to equip our units with. We lost 1,600 men. That is fairly significant. Looting the dragoons over here. But I do think we have the man, so let's take the veterancy and choose our doctrine. Hopefully it's going to be good. Reload at the cost of charge? No. Artillery veterancy gain? No. But flying camp? Campaign movement speed? Yes. I like it. We are so fast. And I really love that. Okay. Let's... Good amount of promotions here. 3 promotions on the recruits down there. That's lovely to see. Good. Let's replenish the army. Let's give you ammo. Let's give you ammo. You don't need any ammo. Right. And then you guys can actually be recruited to settle Cossacks. No, we don't want that. We want to be on the Cossack pass. Okay, so you need one more promotion. I would have loved if you had that. And the cavalry needs 5 to become dragoons. Well, I suppose it's okay. Any interesting things in terms of primary weapons? No. In terms of secondary weapons? Kind of no. 10. Let's pick that one slightly better. Not much. In terms of items? Not much, I have to say. Maybe the shoes. We do have some money. We could buy that. This is glowing at me. Right. I think it's okay. So let's take a brief step back. We've got the enemy headquarters over here. We have a battlefield which might be nice to go for. We have some outposts. Convoy, encampment, stuff up there. We've got 30 days. On the left, we've got these herds. They sometimes spawn horses. I think we have to go to the right. I should have burnt that down. Why didn't I do that? Right, and let's go to forced march. I don't think we're going to meet an enemy soon. And forced march is generally better. We do have the provisions for days. Oh, well, I say that, but winter is coming. Right, let's see what we're going to find at the battlefield. Allied cavalry. Requires a light cavalry, but we're going to rescue cavalry. Moderate chance, likely chance. Suffer attrition for sure. Okay, we're going to suffer the attrition. You get some Russian rider recruits. What are you good at? You can become dragoons. Lovely. And you are actually a horseman. So movement speed plus, let's say stamina and movement speed. Let's say you're going to get something better in terms of a saber. And let's see what we could give you in terms of other items. Don't like the stamina reduction. Do like the morale boost that cheese gives you. And maybe some alcohol. Oh, yeah, I think the alcohol is slightly preferable because it also provides morale. Anything else? Yeah, let's give you grey coats. At least slightly better. We're going to buy 1 slot here and give you... I don't want to buy the movement speed. Honestly, the rest of the things we can't even give you right now because they would be picking over some other of your items, right? Yeah, so tobacco and cheese. Both of these would be, yeah. So we can't really give you anything else. But we're going to get you up to speed in no time, I promise. Well, you have a long promotion path ahead of you. You need 10 levels and you only got 3. So, yeah, no. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. I like that. So, where are we going to go next? I suppose, well, there are no villages around or anything. We can go to Wounded and then to the right here. There's also one more enemy army there that we might be able to take advantage of. And I think we have seen all of the encounters. So, no need to go off into the wilderness. Right, we are in Wounded, where we have been before, as you can see by the fact that we basically sold them kind of everything. So let's continue to sell them stuff that we're not going to use. Like all of that and the worn sabers and the worn muskets, I guess. Normally I would keep that stuff, but here we really don't need it. We could buy a saddle and give that to our cavalry. I don't know if this going well. You do have a saddle, you don't. Melee damage. They're basic, and I'm guessing that at some point we're going to be able to replace them, so let's hold off on that for now. We've got some shoes. You know what? Let's replace the Bibles with the shoes. And that means you can get the Bibles. There, go. Fine. Right, cheese, sell it. Tobacco, sell it. Elevation screws, sell it for sure. Limber chest, sell it for sure. 2 young pink muskets, we can sell 1. Okay, we are back to 2,000 monies. Quartermaster then? No. No and everything. Barracks? Was there anything over here? Just the Pendo. I think we looked at them at some point. I would love to buy some grenades so that we have that in case we are ever going to meet. By the way, what's better? Morale +4, charge +2. Yeah, the accuracy we really don't care about on most of our units. Can we give you better swords? Cuirassier swords? Cuirassier swords. Fine. Do we want to burn it down? Oh, we do definitely need to hire a few men here. Let's hire more. We're going to be losing men in events and all of that, so that's fine. Okay. Day 155 of 180. Encampment, outpost, convoy, enemy army. I think outpost is going to be the fastest because we are going to travel on the road. And we're going to come closer towards the enemy. That means we can probably not go for this encampment. Oh. Let's go to the village. I would love to go to the village. What's the modifier over here? Infantry recruitable. That's fine. If they do have cavalry, they have Russian rider recruits at least. Quartermaster? Canteens. Good canteens. Stable. Well, I'm more inclined to pick the better light sellers, although the melee ones are generally preferable. The broadsword swords are fine. 14. And our worst ones are currently like 10, 6. They're not even good, but they are good. Buy some horseshoes. Can confirm that. Powder house we checked, right? Yeah, we did. No grenades. Town square. Coffee. Coffee could actually be good on some of these guys over here. Reload and movement speed. It's tempting. But I guess we will find that stuff at some point anyway. So I suppose it's okay. We don't need to buy it specifically. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that. Will we burn it down? I don't think so, because we are too far advanced. We only got 20 days. So let's move towards the outpost. Send them a reserve officer. Garrison is plagued with disorder. Enlist requires 1 officer in reserve. Provide an officer from the camp reserve pool. Or send in a quartermaster. And we're going to get a light infantry, and we're going to get a light cavalry. Yeah, I would definitely like to send in an officer, and I would love for that to be Anton over here. I do not want to lose Dmitry. How do I go about this? Purchase a new brigade? We need to do that at some point anyway. It is fairly expensive, but I really want to ensure that we are not losing the wrong officer here. So I'm going to assign this to you, and you actually have some veterans gain bonuses, right? So you're going to be our training guy. That's fine. And then Anton over here, you're going to be the proud leader of a light cavalry unit. I love light cavalry. Russian provincial cavalry. Where did you slot it to? You slot it in here. So yeah, you're just 1 promotion away. So that means we potentially have... We're very close to having 4 dragoons in the not too distant future, hopefully. Movement speed +4, charge. Oh yeah, we've got Hungarian horses. Yeah, let's definitely take them. And I suppose you're going to take this. Right. Doesn't equip you perfectly. It's still okay-ish. The Russian rider recruits really have a very long... No, we have up to 5 dragoons now. So we could actually get them to be horse grenadiers or even cuirassiers for some really heavy melee. 40. It's not actually that different. The Russian horse grenadiers have slightly better melee, slightly better speed, slightly better stamina. I think the horse grenadiers are actually way superior over the cuirassiers. So we could have one entire unit of dragoons, one unit with at least 2 heavies, and then 1.5 of Cossacks, which we're going to expand to 3. Yes, I think that's fine. That's good enough. That being said, we're going to take the regimental quartermaster away from you. Going to place that on this guy because he really needs to get a lot of promotions. And congratulations, you've got now some great coats. Could do ammo consumption, doesn't really matter. Okay, fine, lovely. And what else? Get these guys, wrap this stuff up, and then face off against the enemy in the last 19 days. I think that's a good plan. So for now, I say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like, and I hope to see you around next time. Bye-bye.